Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, over the holidays, I had a giveaway for an art lesson and Claire won. So it took her a little while to get back to me, but she finally did. Instead of an art lesson person to person, she asked me for a video or a student critique with a video, and I was more than happy to do this for her. In fact, she doesn't live in the United States, so doing a person-to-person lesson would have been difficult. So she sent me a work in progress or a WIP. So she is not done with this. This is what she is working on. And I thought it was very good. There's a lot of things on there that I'm very happy with. Along with this, she gave me an explanation of the things that she was having trouble with. Number one was the jewelry. She doesn't know what to do with the headdress. She needs some ideas for the background, and she doesn't know what color outfit to give to her. And I thought I would definitely have some ideas about this, and I do. So this picture came from Summer Nights by Hanna Karlzon. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start. She is in a place in this picture that it can go anyway. She's got plenty of tooth on the paper that she can fix things up or take it in a new direction or do what she needs to do. These are just some creative suggestions to her, and by no means do I want to stomp on her own creativity. We're just trying to do a little bit more. We're going to start with something she didn't ask me about was the hair. I really think you're doing well with the hair, but I want to stop you here and help you a little bit. You see the hair over here, and you did the highlighting over here, and you see the hair over here is much different. This is way more realistic than something like this. And where your problem is going is in your stroke. Taper that stroke. I have a video on tapered stroke. And I want you to review that. Also, what I want to see more of is a little bit darker up here and going down. See how dark your roots are over here, and then it goes into the highlight? This kind of looks like a bad dye job, where all of a sudden this one area you got really good. Like this is an inch away from being realistic hair. Here, it's a coloring book. So you have the opportunity to really advance this hair if you just keep going exactly the way you're doing. Keep in mind, you're getting very wavy. See how it's very bright and it cuts off right there? You're making waves instead of highlights. If you taper your stroke going into here, create those hairlines in the large areas, individual hairs. You're going to see that this is going to become very realistic looking. You have what I would call a really good base. And with a little bit more effort, see the cutoff line right here, a little bit more, keep going, and your hair is beautiful. Okay, on the skin going into the background, for a little bit more realistic look, I want you to disguise this line. This is a coloring book line, and if I was living in a perfect world, this wouldn't exist because it messes up a lot of people when it comes to coloring books. I wish some of the artists would do their lines in gray instead of black, but that's in my perfect little world. So you can achieve this in two different ways. One, shadowing going into the skin, or darkening this area. So instead of, this is kind of flat anyway, there's no movement to it, no pizzazz. If you darken up in here, instead of, you see, you got a little light, and which is okay too if you take this dark. If you take this a little bit darker and this line fades into the background, you're almost going to get a realistic look. It's this line that's holding this picture back. I think you did a fine job on the skin. I'd like to see your shadows get a little bit darker, but if this line wasn't here, this face would look way more realistic. Goes the same thing for the hands. Darken up here or darken up here. Get rid of that bold line. Now we're going to get into the headdress. She wants it in an antique gold, which I'm going to help her out. The second part of this video is going to be a demo. And she wants a emerald. Now this stone is faceted to an artist's coloring books capability. I'm going to show you how you're going to facet this so it looks a little bit more realistic and create the gold. Now I did do 2 demos for you, which will come up if I could find them, where you're going to put your shine line. The shine line either goes, because it's ribbon, it goes this way, but because it's a head and it's curving to the other side, you could have a shine line going in this direction. And when I did it for the demo and I looked at both ways, the shine going this way was way better, much more realistic, much more striking looking. So I'd like to see you have your highlights going, your metal going from darker to lighter with your highlights going right in here. And I will be giving you example. I also, when working up this picture, I made copies of it and I did the shirt and the clothing in 3 different colors. One with the pink, one with blue, and one with green. And by far the green looked 100 times better, and I'll tell you why. If you do the shirt in the red family, you're going to wash out the hair. There's a lot of red in the hair. Although it can look good depending on how you do things, it just didn't pick up a lot of the colors like I would have liked to have seen. So I scratched that one. Blue, there's nothing really in the picture that's blue for matchy-matchy, and it's sort of clashed with the green in the stone and the green in the arms. So I axed that one. When I did it in a green, I'm looking at a pale green, not bright. Do not match it up with this. When I did this in a pale green, that's spot on. That's going to be your color, if that's what you want. Of course, this is just my taste. What I liked about the green was it brought out the tattoo, which I thought you did a marvelous job on. Really, that looks like a tattoo. It's muted, which I really liked, or you used like the duller colors that a tattoo would look like on the skin. I think that is a very, very nice ink job. So kudos, you did well. Now you wanted help with the background. You didn't know what went within everything. Well, boy, did I change that. I used your color. I myself would have done a blood moon, something this big. If you didn't, I just saw blood moon, but I did it in your color that you did, and it was fine. I also did something with the background that you may want to do, may not want to do, completely up to you. I was just messing around in my own way. So let's get to my picture and we'll see how I took this picture. But just want to say, you're going in the right direction with this.